Hello, lovely people. I welcome you once again to Bright and Clara's channel. Thank you all for clicking. This is episode 26 on a 7-bedroom house that we are putting up for our lovely client. So, in your view, it's a 3D. A 3D means a 3-dimension. A 3-dimension gives you a pictorial view of how your house is going to look like when it is completed. So a typical one is what you're seeing. This should be the completing stage of this house when we are done. Plastering, painting, the windows and everything. This is how it's supposed to look like. You understand? In your view, is a total breakdown. For me, before we begin any project, you need to know the total cost of putting up the structure from foundation all the way to the roofing stage. I need to give you that so that it is broken down into phases as you can see on the screen. Okay, it is in various stages of the project. We don't just get up and start building. No, you need to know how much it's going to cost you, and so you can decide on how long it's going to take you to complete the house. You understand? So it is exactly what we are doing. And for that matter, we were given the opportunity to showcase our craftsmanship, and based on our honesty, we were given that opportunity. So previously in episode 25, we noticed the structural engineer was snagging various portions of the work that have been carried out, especially to the plumbing works, the ground beams, and then some few masonry works. So based on the report, we have to amend all those areas so that he will come and do a final inspection before we can carry out our oversight concrete casting. You understand? Which I did indicate that it is very, very important that once upon a time you bring the architect on board, because he designed everything and you cannot go into the mind of the architect. Rather, you can be by his side and let him take you through the entire project. You understand? So bringing him on board is a plus. Are you with me? If in case you need to get a borehole drilling, please contact Jonathan Amwa. Okay. Based on the size and capacity of your project, you will need a borehole. Buying water constantly will cost you more. And once you're done, you will always need water in your house. So if you have the means to getting a borehole done, please get a borehole. If you have Ghana water supply available and you can get water constantly, why not? Go ahead. But getting your own borehole is a blessing. It saves you a lot of money. All right. So after the snags, we did the corrections, and now we have to move on. In case you need any of the building materials, as you see on the screen, that is what we call the DPM. And this is different. This is 300 MU. Okay, that is the thickness of the DPM. Very, very thick. Please contact my brother, Mr. Mowley, on the numbers below. Okay. Yes. So he has DPM. We have DPC, which is a damp-proof course. That is when we are laying the blocks, we will use the DPC. Okay. And waterproof chemical, we have two types, the Vitalia and the Penatron. Okay, we have cement, Jata cement, we have bitumen. Bitumen, there are various types. So when you contact my brother, he will assist you. All right. So, like I said, the engineer came on board, snagged everything, and we have to proceed. Finish all the snags, and then we start laying our DPM, damp-proof membrane. Okay. The question is, what is the importance of a damp-proof membrane? Why should we do it in the trenches and then again come over here and lay it on the entire surface? It is believed that should you have even missed the one in the foundation, you shouldn't miss this one. Now, any water can come from anywhere. You understand? It could be from even your broken pipe. Are you with me? So, from external waters, from underneath the earth, okay, and even your broken pipe, we are laying all these DPM on the entire surface to avoid moist. You know, when you cast concrete, okay, on the entire soil, okay, at a point in time, moist is, moist is, you establish a moist underneath the concrete. And if you don't have a good land, this moisture is not absorbed properly. Are you with me? Due to poor sunlight in certain areas. All right, so you having a damp-proof membrane overlaid on the entire surface of the oversight casting prevent any rise of those moist from underneath from affecting the concrete and having effect on your walls. Are you with me? And when that happens, you see that the blocks becomes very wet, and it's the blocks that surface, especially when you don't have a quality quarry dust block. You understand? So having a damp-proof laid on the entire surface here prevent any rise of moist or water from underneath, or even perhaps the blocks underneath from rising all the way. It will never cross past this rubber or this DPM, because you have the DPM serving as a layer in between the footings and the continuation block work. So this layer separates the water barrier, okay, from coming from underneath all the way to the top, because mostly it affects the blocks from the top and after it has destroyed the ones underneath. So I want you to take key notice of that. Now, if you don't treat it also from underneath, it weakens the foundation, because you realize that it will eat up all the blocks and start eating into the concrete. And so if you don't have a very good foundation, your house can collapse. You might be sleeping in a house, but already it is crooked, it is ready to collapse, but just that it's just waiting for a small earthquake or earth tremor, and then your house will come crawling. You understand? So position yourself well. The cement that is used should be quality cement. Are you with me? And it should be done properly. It should be done properly. So we are doing our DPM, okay, and it's going to be on the entire surface. Now when you lay the DPM, it should overlap the block work at the edges. The entire peripheral, it should overlap it by 4 inches. Some people do 2 inches, 3 inches. Well, as per building code, they say 4 inches. They have decided. You understand? They have decided that 4 inches. But if you don't get 4 inches and you're able to at least 3 inches, it's not bad though. It's not bad. You understand? Yeah. They have suggested whatever they have to do just to make sure that no water is able to come from underneath all the way to the top. Now, after you've done this DPM, remember that you're not done yet. You have to do another one called the DPC, which is the damp-proof course. I have taught all of that on the channel. We are the great pioneers of bitumen, DPM, DPC. You understand? And at a certain time, we have to teach about anti-rust, especially when you're building at the coastal areas. Whatever material you're using there should be of natural materials. Are you with me? It is very, very important. And I think I have done a great of service on this YouTube space. And I'm so grateful that a lot of people have learned and have even opened the YouTube channel themselves. For me, it is a blessing. Yes. So the education should go more so that people will learn. Are you with me? The education should go more so that people will learn. So we are still working on the ground beams. We ain't done yet. But once we are done with the entire ground beams, all the DPMs will be laid, okay, and then it will overlap at the edges by 4 inches. Remember, it should overlap at the edges by 4 inches. Now when you lay the DPM, since it is not a one complete carpet, it is in different partings, you will need a tape to tape them together so that there isn't any water, be it from the overside casting going underneath or from underneath on top. So sometimes it is required you tape it. If you don't tape it and you overlap it properly, maybe away 2 inches or 3 inches from each other, it is also not bad. You understand? Most often than not, you will see that when DPMs are laid, again, they use wheelbarrows to run them over. And so if you're not using the quality one, you will notice that they will turn and it will create holes in them due to the stone particles that are from the laterite and then the wheelbarrow that is moving on top. You end up destroying the DPM and then you eliminate its original purpose. You understand? And for that matter, You can lay the DPM in section. As you cast the concrete, then you lay. As you cast the concrete, then you lay. But most people are not, because it takes a lot of time. They prefer to just lay all of them, and then they place wire board on top of it, and then the wheelbarrow runs through the wire board. That is also another way of doing it. You understand? Since there are so many ways of cleaning a cut, why not? You are allowed. Here, the plumber has been asked to do a duct, because per the design, there's a duct where all plumbing works should run through the duct. Okay, it shouldn't be by the wall in between the building, because anything can happen. People run nails through the wall anytime because they want to hang something on the wall. So you might end up just punching a hole into the pipe. So in the mind of a structural engineer, they position pipes in areas where it is not in your bedroom or living area, so that when they flush them, you can hear some funny noise. You understand? Your plumbing pipe should be in areas that are not closer to the kitchen, closer to your living area. It should be in bathroom corners, okay? Yes, and maybe storeroom corners, or an ideal position that have been designed by the architect. Okay, sometimes you notice that a pipe is passing through your bedroom window. And so when they flush a toilet from the top, you can hear the noise through the pipe whilst you're in your bedroom. See, those are wrong positioning, and that should be avoided. Are you with me? Using the right type of pipe, it is important, because you're building a house not within a year. It will take time. There are a lot of pressures. And for that matter, use the right type of pipe so that they don't break. If not, you finish the house and then you start using it. The next minute, your walls are wet. Why? Because there's a crack in the pipe and you didn't know. Are you with me? So all these are necessary. You can see that the DPM have overlapped all the edges by 4 inches. Okay, 4 inches. It should overlap it. Yes, it should overlap the edges. Are you with me? Yes. The engineer is back at the site. Again, he's checking everything like I said before. Yes, he wants to ensure. And this time around, he's telling the plumber exactly where the rain gutters should be positioned. Most people put rain gutters within the column, but we at B&C, we don't do that. We've never even done that before. We usually attach the pipe to the column. The pipe should be closer to the column. As you can see, the pipe is a little bit away from the column. But this time around, we want the pipe to get closer to the column, so that when the carpenter is boarding the pillars, they will board all together, so the pipe is protected by the concrete. You understand? The pipe is protected by the concrete. Because where the pipe is positioned now means that the mason would have to be cutting the blocks every now and then, and it doesn't help at all. So when the pipe is closer to the column, you cast the concrete and then the pipe is safe. You understand? It shouldn't be within the column. It should just be attached to the column, or just close by the column. Are you with me? So those are the lessons learned, and you can employ them in various projects. It is very, very important. And that is exactly what we're doing. Here, we're going to have a wheelchair running from here. So it has to be a slope. Okay, it has to be a slope. All right, so if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. I think I've been carried away. Yeah, so I'll be coming your way with episode 27, and let's see what happens in episode 27. From me to you, it's shalom. God bless you wherever you are. Bye-bye.